had no problem getting settled in and working here? My schedule got bumped up, so I ended up running into this guy on the train.
And here I was going to try and surprise you all later. I even made Dingo keep it a secret, too. In my case, there's a bartending tournament taking place at the same time as the film festival, which I've been invited to.
Here is the answer to the question from the last episode, ladies and gentlemen.
a day's work.
Love to see it.
Or deposited.
If anybody did catch the pop-up text to which that issue has now been resolved, I ended up having to go back and replay that 4SPG side quest, whatever terminology you want to use, and I chose the alternative outcome instead. But unfortunately, I can't bring you that cutscene because I forgot to record it because I am an absolute idiot.
Commencing mission.
Sure thing. I'm down for a bit of desert exploration. Right off the bat, wow. Just wow.
We really
Yeah,
gotta cross this thing
unfortunately,
on
we
foot.
got to do this on foot, Aaron.
It has to be a crime for it to be this
October,
hot in
really?
October. Come on, you guys. Less whining. More
You could
moving.
definitely tell Fairies had the most training and spent the most time in a very large desert environment. If anybody did catch the dialogue on the left-hand side. And before I forget, welcome back everybody to another episode of my The Legend of Heroes Trials Through Daybreak series. I'm Shadowstar91. And again, even though we won't be wasting too much time with the creatures within the desert, I think I've mentioned this in a previous episode. I definitely love the elemental-based enemies that we've been encountering every time we've entered an area where danger is afoot around every corner. And also, before I forget, if anybody has missed any other of my The Legend of Heroes Trials Through Daybreak episodes, I have got you covered because I will leave the playlist link in the video description down below for your viewing pleasure. So make sure you check it out when you get the chance. Because a couple of episodes ago, when we entered a rural village on the outskirts of Calvert, we encountered enemies that you might encounter creatures that you might expect in a mountainous or rural-based environment. And before we go exploring for the rest of the treasure chests, we are closing in on our main objective. And it looks like the camel is nowhere to be seen, but hopefully something important has been left behind. Well, at least we have our next destination planned, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully the camel hasn't met its untimely end and we can take it back to its owner in one piece.
Ooh, a treasure chest.
But I have a funny feeling exploring here is going to take a bit, so just give me a second. Okay then, so it looks like we won't be able to explore the entirety of the desert, but I have a funny feeling to do so that we're going to need to progress through the main story in order for the extra areas to be unlocked. And for these, desert sandstorm barriers to disappear. But let's put that on the back burner and hopefully we'll be able to explore at a later date. And there's the camel, ladies and gentlemen, about to be torn in half.
Deploying shards.
Here's hoping that taking these feathered bastards down doesn't take too much time, and their weaknesses are either earth and or water.
Time to go all
So that is Aaron out of the question, so I'm just going to have to revert to type and rely on brute force.
Going all in.
That's the thing, I don't want to do a move that costs HP.
Activating skin.
Well, so we're just going to do that, and that certainly did some damage. Phew.
Zypha, activate.
So we're going to have to rely on Fairy for Earth and on Yes for Water. Cataract Wave has definitely been my go-to water-based move. Down goes one of the feathered motherfuckers. And he missed by a bloody country mile. Great. Ooh, nice. Bit of damage.
Activating skill.
When in doubt, hammer the hammer, hit you on the head with a hammer, and it brought home the win. Nicely done.
Mission accomplished! Great job, you guys!
Reward deposited.
Well, I have to admit, that was a pretty nice bonus that the merchant gave of Arkwright Solutions. Kind of wish I had some to try. Oh, bloody hell. The foodie in me is going crazy. But back to our to-do list, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 red exclamation markers to do. And the first one we're going to go and complete will be within the cultural district. I almost forgot the name of the area then. Bloody hell, brain's gone to mush. And there goes one of our clients that we helped with. And here we are. We've visited both Sarah and Shahina. So the reason for the fast travel back to the Al Jamari Hotel is because I figured that fast travel point will be the closest to the next red exclamation marker, and I was way off. Me looking like a complete and utter idiot once again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, bloody hell. Why do I do this to myself? Should have just used the fast travel point to the general store. And here is one of the people that we questioned for our previous 4SPG that we just finished off at the start of the episode. Really? Are they short on personnel? Wow.
Well,
Quite surprised they haven't run their officials into the ground. There's a nightclub down that way. Quite surprised it's located like in that particular spot.
hell yes!
And we've officially arrived at a casino. I was not expecting this
Don't
sort
get too
of
excited. You're
establishment.
still on the clock.
And the red exclamation marker is at the top floor. Is that Marty?
Well,
What the hell are you
look who
doing
it
here?
is. I had a feeling I'd run into you all sooner rather than later.
I see you guys have had no problem getting settled in and working here. My schedule got bumped up, so I ended up running into this guy on the train.
And here I was going to try and surprise you all later. I even made Dingo keep it a secret, too. In my case, there's a bartending tournament taking place at the same time as the film festival, which I've been invited to. To even have Van here with me? Oh, it must be fate. What else could it be?
Forgive my interruption, Mr. Brad, Mr. Vermati. I'm terribly sorry to bother you, sir. You have a call waiting for you. A woman going by the last name M.A. contacted the front desk.
I'm actually very, very curious to see what kind of 4SPG the owner of the Hammam, I probably botched that pronunciation and I apologize if I did, has in store for us, and I just want to apologize again in advance if anybody does hear me hesitating, stuttering, struggling, and or botching any of my sentence pronunciations throughout any of my videos. With me being an autistic individual, talking is not one of my strongest points, but I'll do my utmost best to bring all the best content that I'm possibly able to. So, long story short, he wants us to play the role of plumber down in the underground waterway. Hopefully the issue will be a straightforward one, and hopefully it doesn't take too much time to resolve. Alright, here we are. We're at the entrance. Yes, we will be unlocking the door to the waterway. And down we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if the Genesis is reacting like that, we definitely have all the more reason to venture down, and hopefully we will be able to find what the cause of the reaction is. And on that note, everybody, that is going to bring today's episode of The Legend of Heroes Trials of Daybreak to a close. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please do myself a favor. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, along with the bell so you can receive notifications whenever I upload anything new to my channel. So join me next time, everybody, for when we begin our venture down into the underground waterway. And hopefully we will be able to find the cause of the Genesis reacting like it just did. So until then, I've been Shadowstar91. Stay safe out there, take care, and I'll catch you all in the next episode of The Legend of Heroes Trials through Daybreak. Bye-bye.